hot seats become so hot that a team that hasn't fired a coach in the middle of the season since 1953 actually does it in Mike McCarthy this past week. You spoke to McCarthy that night?
Yeah, spoke to him right after. And, you know, he was shocked it happened when it did. And I know that they're spitting now as well. You know, we want to get a head start on looking for coaching candidates. That's garbage. Anybody who said, you know as well as I do in this league, things are done back channels anyway. All right. And you can't hire a guy till after the year.
And you can't hire a guy unless the Rooney Rule is
so every time somebody says, we want to get a head start on coaching search, that's garbage. I can tell you from experience, when a team goes in the year, they know that they're going to be looking for somebody, it starts the year before. They start looking at guys. They talk to agents. There's no, a guy's fired. So now we can start doing our due diligence. If you only do your due diligence after you fire a guy, then you should be fired. Because that's not how it's done in this league. And, you know, but when I talked to him, he was, Mike's a classy guy. He was literally like, I'm just proud to be part of the Packers family. I'm really honored that I was.
This is off camera, off air.
He's like, I'm honestly just really honored that I was part of this family and part of the Packer legacy. And he said, you know, my first thing, my family right now is having a hard time dealing with it. So he was racing home to go help his kids handle that. And
how old are his kids?
They range in age. Right. One of them lives out here. She's older. Youngest is she about 3 right now. But then there's a couple 16s. It's like so they range in age. But he wanted his first thing. I got to make sure my family's good. And that's what people. You know, again, this part of it. And you know, somebody says, "Well, these guys make enough money." That there's not enough money to make it okay that, you know, anybody deserves that their family, their kids who, you know, they have to deal with that. So
how did it get to the point where the Packers had to say in their minds that you don't even finish the year?
Yeah, look, again, I don't agree with it because I think he deserved better. And look, when Tom Coughlin, there's certain guys, Tom Coughlin, Andy Reid, Mike McCarthy, I think there's a certain respect you should give them when, look, we know it's ending. Mike, how would you like to do it? Right? How's the best send-off for you? What's most respectful for you? Tom Coughlin thinks, I'm going to step away. Right? There's different ways you could do it. Andy Reid, how Andy wanted to do it. There's a way you could do it where you all come out. It's never comfortable, and I don't think, and Mike knew he was getting fired. We all knew it, but there's a way to do things the right way and a wrong way. And this way, I think it's a wrong way. And also, look, a lot of people are pointing at you know, his relationship with Aaron. The one thing that people really need to remember here with McCarthy and the Packers, and I'm sounding like I'm a McCarthy, you know. I am, though, because the dude has no politics in him. He is that Pittsburgh, you know.
Yeah, the toll taker.
He has no politics. But when Brett Favre left, Brett Favre, as we know, treated Aaron terribly, right? And Aaron's confidence was down here. And Mike McCarthy said, I'm going with him. Built Aaron up. Even when Brett came back, said, I'm going on Greta Van Susteren and doing all that.
We are that.
Right? Remember the calamity that was? I'm sticking with Aaron. I am here. I'm building him up. When nobody else in this country was, he stuck by him. And I just think that.
How did that go by the wayside? Even 10 years later.
Yeah, I think that.
Glaze,
I think there's some other things behind the scenes, but I just think, look, and I'm okay with certain, marriages. Some marriages end, some relationships end.
Right. Totally
fine with that. I just think there should be a certain respect there that of what both guys did for each other.
Jay Glazer here on the Rich Eisen Show.
And by the way,
yes.
Since McCarthy has been fired, there were immediately after, Mike Zimmer texts me, hey, can you give me McCarthy's phone number? And right away he comes out and says, I don't agree with that. Sean Payton, hey, can I get this guy's phone? The number of people that call and general managers calling around saying, I just want to reach out to Mike. And I talked to Mike again yesterday saying, I'm kind of taken aback. You're in such a little, igloo out there in Green Bay. When you're coaching, you don't realize anything else, but was really touched by the outpouring, yeah.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.